Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News. And if you are tuning in, you are probably smarter than the average bear. So thank you all for honoring the gas strike yesterday. I know a lot of you did. Thank you all for participating in the climate strike. I know that a lot of you guys did. I got a lot of, glowing reports about what happened yesterday, and I'm encouraged. So on Monday, September 23rd, there is going to be more climate action. They're talking about shutting down DC. This is from Osama. Hold on one second. Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's see if we can get this comment from Osama. Number 5. Straight from Osama number 5. Shut down DC. Global Climate Strike 2019. Youth leaders from around the world have called for a climate strike and global week of action from September 20th to 27th. They have been taking the lead so far, but now they're calling on all of us to take action. In Washington, D.C., we will be answering the call and building on the momentum of the youth climate strikes in a major way. On September 23rd, we are going to shut down D.C. We will block key infrastructure to stop business as usual, bringing the whole city to a gridlocked standstill. Parents, workers, college students, and everyone who is concerned about the climate crisis will skip work and school and put off their other responsibilities to take action on the climate crisis. We won't tolerate delay and inaction any longer. We are ready to take the fight for climate justice to the next level. Sign the pledge and join us. So this is from, I don't know where the website is, but they're, kind of missing the links for the website itself. But maybe if I can dig those up, I'll link them below. If I don't link them in this video, then I will try and dig them up and find them tomorrow. I'll try and get a roundup of what's going on Monday. Tomorrow I'll try and do a roundup of that. But I wanted to move on to the story. 6 tropical storms whirling at once have tied a record. So there are 6 tropical storm systems brewing right now in both the Pacific and the Atlantic. Sure, it's the middle of the hurricane season, but this is ridiculous. The 6 named storms whirling at once this week in the Atlantic and Pacific hit a record first set in 1992, forecasters reported. While Umberto and Kiko were spinning in the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific, 4 new tropical cyclones formed Tuesday. Imelda and Jerry in the Atlantic Basin and Mario and Lorena in the Eastern Pacific Basin. The Weather Channel reported this combined number of active storms in both basins were believed to tie a modern record set in September 1992. He said they're forming like roaches out there. I don't know what that means. Roaches don't really form, but I don't know. It's a weird analogy. Anyways, it's not something you see all the time, but not unheard of either. And I think it's Imelda is the one that's affecting Texas. Texas has been getting some extremely bad flooding. And let's see if we can go to that. So yes, in Texas, once again in the Houston area, they got hit very hard by Harvey. But they've, Texas has basically been flooded every single year for at least the last 4 years that I can remember. Somebody said 5 on my Facebook page. For the second time in as many years, some residents in parts of Houston and southeastern Texas on Friday were waiting for heavy flooding to recede and were assessing water damage to homes and property. As the death toll from the tropical storm Imelda climbed to 5. Parts of the area hit by Imelda, which made landfall in Freeport on Tuesday and dumped massive amounts of rain, were also flooded by Hurricane Harvey in 2017. A storm that dropped more than 60 inches of rain in southeastern Texas and was blamed for the deaths of 68 people. When Harvey hit, 4.5 feet of floodwater flooded Watson's home. She told the station, "We've lived here for 30 years with no water. And the last 2 years, the second time. So it's heartbreaking." So incredible amounts of rainfall and water in southeastern Texas. Here's a freeway flooded out here. Just what can I say? This is the world on climate change. This is the new normal. Before Hurricane Harvey hit, I remember that Houston was hit by some severe flooding for the few years before that. So it's an ongoing situation. Probably not going to get better, I'm going to guess. There might be another lull, year or two in the coming 5 or 10, but you could probably expect Houston to flood every single year now. So if you're a Houston resident or thinking about moving to Houston, or, if you live or work in the area, you've got to put that into your equation of, what are your plans for the future? Just like in Miami regularly floods now from king tides, and, it's not going to stop or plateau. It's probably going to get worse in the next 5 to 10, 15 years. So you've got to put that into your plans, your life plans. What are you doing? Where are you going? Are you staying there? Are you moving? Are you letting, yourself get flooded out every year? Are you rebuilding? What's going on? Moving on to the story that a friend of mine posted on the Facebook. Red Fawn Fallis sentenced to 57 months in federal prison. So she was a protester at the Dakota Access Pipeline. Red Fawn Fallis, a political prisoner arrested during the movement to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline, was sentenced today in federal court. This is from July 12th, and I'm going to assume that this is from this year. Sentenced in federal court by Judge Daniel Hovland. Fallis was sentenced to 57 months in federal prison. She will receive a credit of 18 months' time served, taking off her sentence from the time spent in North Dakota jails before trial proceedings began. Fallis is expected to serve a total of 39 months in prison, followed by 3 years probation. It's getting real out there in the climate change and environmental protest world. The case against Red Fawn had centered around allegations she fired a gun during an arrest on October 27th, 2016, when a massive police and military raid seized indigenous treaty lands on behalf of the Dakota Access Pipeline. The gun allegedly fired by Fallis was later revealed to have belonged to Heath Harmon, an undercover FBI informant who was romantically involved with Red Fawn at the time of her arrest. Oh, the intrigue. Before she was sentenced by Judge Hovland, Red Fawn Fallis told the court, "No matter where I go from here, I am going to continue going forward. I wanted to move forward in a positive way, away from Heath Harmon and the things he tried to put on me while I was trying to push him away." Wow. Is this an instance of framing or a setup or infiltration? Every single time there is some semblance of a movement, it is immediately infiltrated by the FBI, CIA, by intelligence agencies, and that's how they trip people up and try to get people arrested and send them to jail for a long time and scare the shit out of anybody else who wants to protest again in connection with almost anything. That's crazy. I would like to actually dig a little deeper into this story because that sounds wild. And lastly, in this video, I just wanted to link. This is a really cool video from George Monbiot and Greta Thunberg. Use natural climate solutions to protect nature. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to link it below, and you guys can check it out. But they're basically talking about planting trees, planting foliage, greening areas. We need to regreen the globe in order to fight a warming trend, in order to suck up CO2, in order to fight climate change on the whole. It's a natural way to go about it. It's probably not going to be the silver bullet that everybody wants it to be, but it's, that is a large and important step in the process of combating or turning around the tide on climate change, if there is any turning at all. But anyways, I'm going to link this video. It's pretty cool. It's a good little piece by both George Monbiot and Greta Thunberg. Thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. Until next time, peace.